In a quiet suburb of Tokyo, a dilapidated house sat forgotten at the end of a narrow street. Its decaying walls hid a sinister past, a place where unspeakable tragedy had left an echo of sorrow and rage that clung to every corner. Over the years, the locals whispered about the curse that plagued anyone who dared to step inside, a vengeance born from the depths of despair. For Asami, a young freelance journalist, the house was irresistible. Struggling to make a name for herself, she was determined to uncover the truth behind the chilling urban legend. Armed with her camera and recorder, she ignored the warnings of her editor and ventured inside. The air was heavy as she pushed open the creaking door. A faint, icy breeze caressed her skin despite the summer heat outside. The house was eerily silent, except for the occasional creak of its wooden floors. Dust motes danced in the dim light filtering through cracked windows, and faded family photos adorned the peeling wallpaper. Asami's recorder picked up faint whispers, though she heard nothing with her ears. She replayed the recording, her breath hitching as she made out a soft, mournful voice. "Help me." Her curiosity grew sharper, her fear dulled by the adrenaline of discovery. She followed the faint whispers to the attic, where she found a faded diary. The entries belonged to a woman named Yukari, who had lived there with her son and husband. Yukari's words painted a harrowing picture of isolation, abuse, and unrelenting despair. The final entry read, "I can no longer protect him. The shadows have claimed us both." The temperature plummeted, and Asami felt an oppressive presence behind her. Turning slowly, she came face to face with a figure, a pale woman with hollow, blackened eyes. Her hair dripped like ink, and her cracked lips parted to release a blood-curdling croak. Asami fled, her heart pounding, but the curse had already marked her. Shadows followed her home, seeping into her dreams. She saw glimpses of Yukari's suffering, her son's cries for help, and the husband's violent rage. The spirits were trapped in an endless loop of torment, their pain feeding the curse. Desperate for answers, Asami sought out an elderly priest, who revealed the truth. Yukari had died protecting her son from her abusive husband. In her death, her grief and rage had created a powerful onryo, a vengeful spirit that trapped anyone who entered the house in her web of sorrow. The priest warned her, the only way to break the curse is to confront the source. But few have the strength to face such darkness. Determined to end the suffering, Asami returned to the house with the priest. They descended into the basement, where the air grew thicker with every step. There, they found a hidden room, a child's playroom now overrun with decay. In the center sat a small figure, Yukari's son, his spectral form clutching a worn teddy bear. His eyes met Asami's, filled with fear and confusion. Behind him, the shadow of the father loomed, his rage palpable even in death. Asami stepped forward, her voice trembling. "Yukari. I know you're here. Your son needs you." The air rippled, and Yukari's spirit materialized, her expression a mix of sorrow and determination. She stepped between her son and the shadow, confronting her husband one last time. The confrontation was a storm of rage and despair, but Asami's presence reminded Yukari of her strength. With a piercing scream, Yukari banished the shadow, her maternal love overpowering the curse. As the darkness lifted, Yukari's spirit turned to Asami, her face softening. "Thank you," she whispered, before vanishing into a gentle light with her son. The house, once a place of despair, felt lighter as Asami left. Though the experience had changed her forever, she carried the story of Yukari's redemption, a tale of love, sacrifice, and the enduring strength of a mother's heart.